Hello Reading residents, Fire Chief Jerry Gray here. Wanted to take a few moments of your time and just share with you some news about the Reading Fire Department and focus on just one of the challenges that we continue to experience here in the department. Our firefighters do an outstanding job, and I'm very proud of the effort that they produce every single day, but it's a model that's not sustainable into the future. And I need to be honest and upfront with you about that. As you know, the Reading Fire Department has long experienced staffing challenges. I have this Record Searchlight article from Fire Chief Ward on my desk. Stays there as a reminder. Reading Fire Chief admits too few firemen. This is from 1972. The situation's not improved since those times. In fact, if you look at some of the numbers, we have fewer firefighters per population now than we did back then. One of the challenges that we have is that 5 of our 8 fire engines continue to be staffed with 2 firefighters. This is below all recognized standards, and the unintended consequence of that is that it requires us to send more engines to a routine call or a large call than we otherwise would have, simply to taxi the additional personnel there. So I wanted to share with you this file that I have. Hopefully you can see it. And we've taken the city of Reading and we've divided it into 8 districts. And this model has served us very well. In fact, we have 8 stations. You can kind of imagine that format or that deployment model as having 8 small cities, each with their own fire station, readily available fire protection. So during a first alarm fire, we'll focus on let's say a house fire at Mistletoe and Victor. During a house fire at Mistletoe and Victor, we'll strike the first alarm, which will draw 4 engines, 1 ladder truck, and 1 battalion chief. And the dispatch or coverage model then looks like this. This is the same map. The yellow highlighted areas are parts of the city that no longer have any fire protection because we've pulled those engines to respond to that first alarm. Surely we have some additional engines, but they're going to travel long distances and may not render assistance to your emergency in a timely manner. The reason we had to pull 4 districts worth of engines is because we don't have enough personnel on each of the engines to accomplish the tasks of a first alarm fire. That situation happens unfortunately about 100 to 120 times per year when you include the vegetation fires. So during those periods of time, the city is going to rely on delayed responses from additional Reading units. About 50 to 60 times per year, when you include vegetation fires, the city of Reading has to dispatch what we call a second alarm. And the second alarm coverage model gets much, much worse. You can see it here. This is the city of Reading, and as you can see, the entire city of Reading, including the Buckeye Fire Protection District that we cover, is all yellow. I want this to sink in. 50 to 60 times per year for a period of approximately 3 to 6 hours, because those are longer incidents, we would be challenged to put out a dumpster fire. That is the level of coverage that we have right now. As a fire chief who covers the city alone during many of those times, it's a very uncomfortable, very humble, and very concerning time. Have to share one more bit of news with you. In 2007, our Reading firefighters broke a new record, responding to 14,277 incidents. That's all types of incidents. But the point remains that the demands on our services continues to grow 6% last year, and yet the resources and the personnel to provide those services does not. That's all because of the economic realities of the recession and the slow recovery that we've been experiencing. But this current model is not sustainable. So in closing, and I will have more video blogs for you in the future, I just want to share the current deployment model for the Reading Fire Department with you. And I seek your input, I seek your questions. I will make myself available for your community group, your neighborhood watch group, and we just want to engage our community in either an honest conversation about public safety, or at least let's all align our expectations to the same level. Please remember to check on your elderly neighbors. Safety starts at home and in the neighborhood, and I'll chat with you soon.